A lot of things were said. Yani, I took 1 day break, and the things that you guys have been talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is Pastor T.
I remember because of the spirit, I was high, drunk, I messed up and slept with a lady. Later, we buried that lady with HIV. Now let's get out of there. Began to date another lady. And the same thing again. I was told that lady was dating a sugar daddy. And again, the man was sick. And we buried that man. We went for group testing in a VCT. I turned out negative by the grace of God. How the Lord preserved me, I don't know.
I have so many questions. I'm going to let you go first.
First of all, me, I had like deja vu when this guy was talking.
Yeah.
I had a moment of, and when he said, and then he tested it, I was like, wait, hold up. Imefanyikiwa kwa Mr. Pastor T here. I've been in a similar situation.
Are you serious?
But not the one where, mine, thankfully enough, I used condom. But I did not know that this shorty was HIV positive. How I found out, so this homie and I were chatting like a few months later. So so my pal is a chick. So she's telling me, oh, you know so-and-so, by the way, she's had to travel because she had to go do blood transfusion. I'm like, oh, what happened? She got some, cancer or something. Like, no. Yeah. She was born with HIV. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, no. This babe said nothing. Paka this date, till today, as we talk today, this babe has never even said anything. What saved me was a CD. I literally even had to go get. I was like, I now was paranoid.
Yeah.
I was like, I went and got tested. I was like, whoo, I'm negative. But till date, this babe has she even moved out of the country. She's never even mentioned, oh, by the way, a guy. Just to let you know, nothing.
So you guys were group testing with Pastor T. Because, me, I was just listening to, he went group testing. How many were you? Was this, how many? I have so many questions. Anyway, guys, let's be safe out here because I can hear God saved Pastor T and he saved Cheetah. I don't know how many people he gonna save. So be safe out there.
Allegedly.
From Avril's mouth, she's saying that Jay Blessing is beating her.
Yes.
And she actually came out with a nini.
Yeah, she did 2 photos. One with a swollen, I believe that will be the left cheek.
Yeah.
And then another one when on her forehead, she had a band-aid. And then you could see like she was bleeding.
Yeah.
And then she posted that up and then people started saying, oh, watch out, Wongo. Guys were really commenting negatively. Then she wrote another post saying, this is why people don't come out to talk about these things. Because you as society start bashing them.
Yeah. In fact, what she even added and said that you make people want to kill themselves. Now, I feel like it's important that we give the disclaimer that if this story triggers you, because there are people who are going through that,
yes.
Please seek professional care.
Yes.
But nini mbaya na Wakenya? Mtu ametoa ushuhuda wake. Yani they've said what is happening personally in their lives. And then you tell them they're lying.
Yeah. The thing for me also is, it's one of those scenarios where like with Avril is not one person who tells us a lot about herself.
Exactly.
She shares more about other things. In fact, even when we found out she was pregnant, it was accidental that we all found out she was paid.
Because she don't put her business out there.
So for her to share something like this, I'm like, hey, I suspect, there's also another lady called Kakimwe Haki. Kakimwe Haki is the babe who used to be in a Dawn Age. And then you remember there was this gospel group called the Dawn Age. She's been posting a lot lately about when she was married to some guy who who was abusive to her. So I'm suspecting that could have given Avril some courage to come out and share. And I mean, for us as Kenyans, we should welcome her with open arms and be like, you know what, we support you. We're going to be here for you. And also to help her go, if it's therapy that she needs to go to.
Me, I just say this to any lady who's hearing me and guys, because we know that there are women who are just, if you are in an abusive situation, leave. That person is never going to change.
Yeah.
They will keep telling you, see, what you made me do. You see, I'm even acting out. It's because of all the stress I'm going through. Muulize, mbona uchapangi boss wako? Huyo mwenye anakupatia stress, mbona haujampiga kofi?
Yeah.
Huyo caretaker, mbona haujampiga kofi anakuuliza juu ya rent? Right?
Yeah.
Stop being a punching bag. Cancel that person. You deserve better.
The honorable musician, the one and only Crystal Asige. Welcome.
Thank you very much. How are you guys?
I never expected you to be so formal though, like your dress code.
Because literally after this, I need to go to a parliamentary association meeting. Then in the afternoon, I go into chambers and so.
How's it been balancing music and Senate?
It's been a journey. I think it's been a year now. I got sworn in last year, October. So it's been a year now. And I've had to settle in for sure. I've had to sort of take baby steps, learn everything in Senate and Parliament, the ins and outs. And also, of course, the most important parts are the bits that no one tells you.
Yeah.
Those you have to just learn.
Which
on
ones
your
are
own.
these? Which ones are these?
Things like just things around lobbying,
Mm-hmm.
things around people's ego. Most of it is just about, personable issues.
Yeah.
Because the people that you see on TV and hear on the radio are not necessarily the people that you'll meet in
Ma'am,
the corridors of Senate.
I have to ask you, right? Because one of the biggest conversations around Senate, I know we're here to talk music, but
Yeah.
I saw what they did to Mwangaza. Now, for us out here, and we've seen the women senators, and even men
Yes.
speaking out against Meru because
Even the female governors also came together.
he's an
Oh, yeah.
embarrassment. What is happening in Meru? But you were there in the hot seat. What did you think of this whole fiasco?
I think when we saw the video of the abuse
Yeah.
video, that's when everything shifted. I think that's when people are like, okay, this is far too much. It really is true. The rumors are true about incitement because she's a woman and things like that, and that's really the crux of the issue.
Yeah.
And I feel when people saw that and related it back to their wives, to their kids,
Yeah.
that's when, because emotion moves.
Yeah,
more
emotion
than
moves,
words
yeah.
or evidence. Emotions really do move. So I think, of course, it's despicable, it's primitive, it's disgusting. For me, it's just like barbaric
Yeah.
to hear that members of parliament treat women like this. But it's a good example for Kenyans to see on their own what we go through as women in politics
Yeah.
and women in general.
And so, like now in Senate, what's one of your most exciting bills that you've ever debated? One of those where you're like, this one I love.
And
Oh my
speaking of the one
goodness.
you're currently pushing.
Yeah.
I'm currently pushing many.
Yeah.
So, do you have time?
Yeah.
I have the PWD bill, the Persons with Disabilities bill. That's my baby. That's
Yes.
like my flagship. And
Yeah.
I really want to, if this is my only time in Parliament, at least leave with that having been assented to into law.
What is this bill?
What does it
seeking?
entail?
So it seeks to repeal the 2003 PWD Act, because right now there is an act for persons with disabilities, but it's 20 years old.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
not actually in line with the Constitution, because Constitution came in 2010.
Yes.
And that's 2003. So there's many provisions in it that are not actually aligned with or not caught up with progressive matters regarding disability inclusion and stuff. So that's what I'm trying to repeal. I've basically just given it a facelift, added more provisions, added more clauses, so that it's in line with what's happening around the world today.
Okay.
in
Did you
terms
see?
of-
Did you see what the county PWDs in Nairobi, the traders?
Yeah.
I was with
Yesterday
them.
they had to sit outside the governor's
I was
office
with
because
them.
they're being treated very terribly by county askaris. In fact, if you're a county askari, we change channel.
I was actually with them, and I joined them, and we fought. We stood together and we protested together because they are being pushed out and frustrated and being chased away from the CBD for where they sell their sweets to maji to soda. Just doing something small to earn a living, an honest living. Because people keep saying we don't want to see you PWDs as beggars.
Yeah.
So this is a group of people who are not beggars. They literally are trying to put their best foot forward for their families, for their spouses, right? For themselves.
Yeah.
And still, askaris are like, apana tokeni hapa, you can't be here, even though it is their right. They actually have a right to be in the CBD. They have been given space.
Yeah.
And also there's issues around parking slots, as a PWD, if you have a parking badge on a sticker on your car,
Yes.
you're allowed to park for free in the CBD.
Oh.
But still people are being clamped by the same askaris. PWDs who cannot
What?
walk need to, of course, get into the CBD in a car,
Yeah.
whether they're being driven or whether they are able to drive somewhat themselves, and they're being clamped. So there are many issues in the CBD, and yesterday was just like the climax of it.
Yeah.
Last week they were there, they were tear gassed. Last week,
Yeah.
yes, they
This-
were protesting last
Can-
week, and they were tear gassed.
Is it safe to say that we should clamp back at this askari?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
You
because
see the way-
wamezidi.
We
The way
definitely
that
should.
babe last week, called out the guy who walked into her car.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
People literally, there needs to be that much or that level of
Uproar.
uproar.
Yeah.
I saw one guy in Kisumu mpaka nikasema yani watu wa Kisumu unakubali hii maneno. There's a guy he was being pulled mpaka they raruad his clothes.
Yes.
I'm like, if those county askaris are still in the office, bona nyang nyongo unatunyanyasa. Those people should be at
Something
home.
should be done. But when we get back, I don't want us to get to, at least we've spoken about the political side. Now we're going to talk about your music and about you personally, about
Yeah.
your life.
And I gotta say, this ego song.
I feel like
can
it's
I get
addressed to
more
some.
music?
I feel like it's addressed to someone in Parliament, but okay. Right now, though, here is different. Crystal Asige and Yaya. I hope I have that pronunciation.
Yuaya
Yuaya Tajiri. Yes, the Y and the W keeps throwing me off.